I want to welcome you to Conversations with Gary today. And as I entered this office, this particular office is our studio, obviously, to produce videos like today, but it's also the library. And the library now spills over into other rooms here at the World Renewal headquarters. One of the books that noticed shelf is Rick Warren's book called What on Earth Am I Doing Here? what what on earth am I here for? Is the name of the book. Uh, I thought about that today. What on earth are you and I here for? And I was reminded of this passage in the book of Acts, where the chief priest is making accusations against the leaders of the early church. And he means this as a warning, and he's angry. And he says, didn't we give you strict orders not to teach in Jesus' name? And here you have filled Jerusalem with your teaching. And I think all of the Christians that he was saying that to said, would you put that on our resume, please? That we have filled Jerusalem with the teachings of Jesus. Now, in our day, and especially in my studies, Dr. Elmer Towns, he has been a great writer and academician, and he called this saturation evangelism in his book, Churches That Multiply. And saturation evangelism, which he says that's what the church was doing that filled Jerusalem with the doctrine and teachings of Jesus, involves sharing the gospel. And the gospel really isn't something, it's Jesus is the gospel. Saturation evangelism involves sharing the gospel with every available person at every available time by every available means. That's how Dr. Towns sees what the early church did in Jerusalem and what they're being accused of. I have tried to practice saturation evangelism since I was about 25 years old. And I have found that I just need to be hypersensitive that every person I meet, every available person, and use every available means, every opportunity to share Christ with them, and every available time, wherever I am. He may bring someone there to my life, or my own initiative may put me where he wants me to be. Every available person at every available time by every available means. Now, how well did that work for the early church? Down says that during this time period, there were about 200,000 people that lived in Jerusalem. So it's a city of 200,000 and extremely close to Pentecost, not long after, immediately, over 50% of Jerusalem becomes followers of Jesus Christ. I want to encourage you, use every available means, every available moment, every available person that you available, I think, means where you get in conversation, and then the door opens for you to share what Jesus means to you. Share your story. In recovery vocabulary, we use my experience is, and my experience is Jesus. Every available means. Go for it. In Brazil, we have found, of all things, young people are interested in learning martial arts. It's a great discipline. People are drawn in by the need to be able to defend themselves, but we share Christ. Missionary David Taylor from here in central Indiana leads that ministry. Who would have ever thought that would be a means of sharing the gospel? But it's one of the most effective that we have. Every available means, share Jesus. Whatever God has you doing in life, that's probably a means to share Jesus with someone. Thank you for listening here at World Renewal. Feel free to contact me here at World Renewal for further discussion. And check out my new book called Yes, saying yes to Jesus, whatever he's called you to do. Thanks.